Right, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So for those of you that are new here, we're currently working on my Mk6 Fiesta ST. I picked the car up a couple of months ago and we've sort of been doing little bits and pieces here to sort of tidy the car up. So because we're currently in lockdown, what I'm going to be planning on doing is doing an interior detail, an exterior detail, and today I'm actually going to take off the wheels and going to give them a clean. We're going to get them polished and sealed up, and then we're going to clean all around the arches, probably look at the arch liners just to see what sort of condition they're in, because I don't think they're in really good condition. And if I get time, I might actually sort of paint the brake caliper, because I've got the paint caliper paint over here as well. Also, if you are new around here and you like the content, do me a favour, if you can hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notifications just so you get informed every time there's a new video. It helps me out as a channel and lets you know when a new videos come about. Also, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comment section what you do and you don't like about the channel, and I sort of take all that on board and make changes where necessary. Right, okay, let's get on to detail. Having a quick look at the discs, a bit rusted up because obviously it's been sat here for a while because we're not allowed to drive it. There's no lip on the disc, but I mean they probably could do with replacing, and this needs a bit of copper grease. Those wheels are not coming off. I had to give them a good old whack. Actual inside of the arch, it's not great. I mean, there's rust here. Well, this is coming off, so obviously that needs a good wash down. I just don't think this has ever really seen a decent wash in here. So what we're going to do is we'll get this arch out as well, give that a clean up. A bit rusty, but again, we look at changing that at some point. That's snapped there, so I think we're going to have to get a new arch as well. To come over here, you can see the wheels were all painted in one of my other videos. When you look at them, just the build up of dirt and stuff, and they've not been protected with any sort of polish or anything. So we'll give them a decent polish and a sealant. So these will get cleaned and done, all the tyres will get dressed, and get all the arches cleaned. I won't show you the process for all four arches because that is boring as hell. I'll show you me cleaning one of them and you see the difference. Right, so the first thing you want to do is get a Torx 20 bit, and then you've got 4 bits. So you've got one here, 2, 3, and another one down here as well. So if we get this off and give this a good clean, and obviously then we can clean all this dirt and muck off of here, and hopefully make this look a little bit more presentable. Right, so as you can see now, I've taken it off. It's not in the best of condition, but again, it's not terrible. Obviously the front here, all could do is just a bit of a clean up. It's really built up here, 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 and sort of down here. Yeah, if I get a chance, I'm going to paint these up as well, so all the paint's coming off. Right, so I don't think I pressed record for that, but that's the IK foamer at work. I'll show you on when I'm doing the wheels as well what it looks like. But it does sort of create a nice sort of thick foam on the car, which means you can then use your brush and obviously work it into all the areas. If anyone's interested, I'm actually using a K4 Karcher pressure washer with the quick release. So basically you don't get the stupidly long Karcher gun. You basically get this quick release nozzle on a swivel. So you can choose the end pieces, and this one's actually a 40-degree nozzle, so it's quite a wide fan. When you've got the long Karcher gun, you're sort of back here, you know, shooting the water. But here I can get right in and underneath, all round in all the intricate parts. Obviously not too close to the electronics. It just makes so much easier just to sort of get in there. Right, well that was interesting. The whole camera got covered in water. I'm sort of going to take you in and sort of show you the difference. This is one pass was made, so you can tell it's, you know, it's relatively a lot cleaner. Seems to be quite a few little rust spots in here, but that's not something I'm really sort of too concerned about at the minute. That's something I'll deal with later on in the car project. But for now, just getting these clean is a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to spray it again with the cleaner, and then we'll call that a day, I think, on the arches. Right, so after another going over, I mean there's some few rough spots. I mean this needs painting here, this is all starting to rust here, so this all needs treating. The worst bit of rust is up here, as you can see. It's looking a lot better. Now I could keep going and going and going and going and going, but if I'm honest I can't be bothered because it's too hot, and this is going to need a lot more work anyway, so a lot of painting and stuff, so not something I'm going to be doing today. These are quite rusty, but Again, the car is quite low, so I'm going to look at maybe get some new lowering springs. I don't know, I mean they look like they're from Ford really, but I can't really, R78F, whatever that means, who knows. Most of the dirt's all come off, and it's looking a lot cleaner. So again, I didn't show you the IK foamer, so I'm going to show you that on the arch now and also on the wheels. So let's get cracking with those. Right, I'll actually show you how to use the IK foamer. So all you need to do, undo the bottom like so, choose your cleaner. So for this I'm using G101 by AutoSmart. Top it up with a bit of your product. I've gone for that much product, so probably just over an inch of product. Basically then fill it up with water, screw it back up, that's nice and tight, and then pump. Then you can hear some air come out of here when you know it's full up. Press the button at the back here and voila. I think the product needs to be mixed up a bit more. I was getting it quite foamy when I was doing the arches earlier, but this is good enough for the arches. All I'm doing for these arch liners, sorry, is I'm just giving them a good scrub up just so they look a little bit neater and tidier. Probably get some tar remover on there as well, and then I'll get some dressing. Right, so I'm going to throw some tar and glue remover on it as well. Quite a lot of tar on here. Again, if I can just get rid of the big heavy spots, that'd be great. The rest of it I'm not sort of too worried about. It's going to look a lot cleaner than what it did. If I can get rid of these massive bits, that'd be good. Very satisfying. Right, so these wheels have actually been painted. When we got the wheels, we basically put them on the car. It was still in the winter time, and it was just, you know, they're going to get covered in crap. I mean, you can see the amount of dirt in here that it's been covered in. So what I want to do is actually get them cleaned up, a little bit of polish on them to sort of bring them back to life, and then we're going to seal them with some Poor Boys wheel sealant. So the plan of attack for today is we're going to jet wash them down, warm water with some car shampoo just to rinse off sort of the excess dirt. Right, so what I do is I use the iron out by AutoFinesse first, just coat the wheels with it. One thing, if anyone from AutoFinesse does actually ever watch this, these triggers are useless. The product itself though is really good, and in the detailing world they'll say it is bleeding because it turns purple. So I put these in the shades. You don't really want to work this product in the daylight because it dries out too quickly, but I can quickly show you sort of here. I mean, look, these are freshly painted and you can see all the iron particles are now dissolving with the chemical. It's actually a really good chemical. It's just them trigger heads, they're just absolutely cack. And I've got to do the centre caps as well, but because they're plastic, I'm just going to wash them and give them a little coating. Yeah, you can see there, this one's not too bad. It's the front one here, obviously picks up the most brake dust. Whenever doing a wheel as well, I always find if you start from roughly sort of 12 o'clock and just work your way around, then you know that you've done all the spokes. These are quite easy to clean, these ones, but at least you know you've done all the spokes and you start back off where you started. Also, what I like to do is obviously clean down the tyres. So for this I just use, again, AutoFinesse stuff. I've diluted it down a little bit. But basically, spray this all around the tyres, let it soak for a minute, let it work its magic. This stuff stinks. And then I've got one of these brushes, like a hard bristle brush. Give that a little spray, and then just clean up all the tyres. Again, just let this stuff work its magic. One thing, if you've never used any sort of iron out product, I don't know what's in it, but it smells like someone's opened it up, puked in it, done a pony in it, and yeah, all sorts in there, because that just stinks. It's like dog poo. Right, so I've actually left the wheels in the sun for a little bit to dry off, just so the rubber here dry so we can coat it better. All I'm actually going to do, I was going to polish the wheels, but looking at them, there's no tar spots on there, and there's no sort of scuff marks, and it's actually quite shiny paint. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the wheel sealant. So the stuff I use is that Poor Boys World wheel sealant. Pretty good. I normally give it 2 coats. I'm only going to show you one wheel as well, because it's boring showing you the rest. So all I do is get quite a bit on there, dab it onto all the areas that you're going to coat, and obviously I use some for the back as well. Turn the wheel around and then just sort of work it into the paint really. The main aim for this is to seal the wheels. I mean, if you're going to seal anything, obviously do the barrels here, because these are where they get the dirt the most and the hardest to clean. So the more you've got them sealed and protected, the easier it should be technically later on to clean these up. I like to get every bit of the wheel as well where I can. I've let the stuff go off on the paint, so it goes to like a, just dries to a hazy finish. So all I do is I'll take this all off now. I'm probably going to give it another 2 or 3 coats afterwards, because it just sort of helped build up the lag. But I'll time that's it now, me taking it all off, and I'll show you the finished product. That does look shiny, doesn't it? So you know that these wheels, I mean obviously look, these have just been painted. They've been painted 1 month ago. They're going to look shiny anyway. And there's the fronts as well. Right, so I've decided, well, we've actually got the weather for it. I'm going to give these a little clean up with a white brush, and then I'm also going to give them a little paint up. So it's not going to be anything exciting. It's really just get the crust off, give them a little key up with the white brush, and then get some paint on there, make them look a little bit neater and tidier. I think they were originally blue, looking at that there. Yeah, it looks like they're originally blue, I think, on the car. So what I do, get all these cleaned and painted. So the paint I've actually bought is Hammerite metal paint, smooth white. So give this a little shake up. And basically, because I don't really care too much, as long as it looks a bit neater, I'm not sort of too bothered what it looks like. Brush on as well, which is a bit easier. Probably need a couple of coats over these areas, but this is me daily car, so we're not sort of too bothered. Right, so look, if you want to call the paint police, that's fine. I've done it all by hand, I've done it from a tin, it's not been sprayed, I've cleaned them down. They've actually come out alright, looking at those. I'm pretty happy with them. Once the wheels are on, all the rough bits and that you don't really ever see anyway. I mean, the state of the discs, I mean, they could do with a clean up, but I've not been driving it. Right, so I've put the arches, well, I put the arch liner back in. I've used Maguire's hyper dressing just to give it a good sort of coat and protection. So it looks a bit shinier, a bit cleaner. Obviously there's not really much I can do about all these paint bits here, all this here. Well, there is, but I'm not doing it today. If you look in there, that rust. So I mean, all that could do with some sort of paint. I have got some diamond white paint, but it's definitely not something I'm doing today. So I'm going to get the wheel back on, get this dropped down, and call it a day. Before I put the wheels back on, sorry, is apply some copper grease. Now this one that I've got is, I'm not sure, I think it's my granddad from his garage, probably from about 1970, but still works. So what we want to do, coat it in different areas where the wheels contact here, so it just stops it from seizing in the future. And so there is the finished product. You can see there, obviously, where I painted the calipers. You only really see the front edges there, and obviously they look a lot fresher. Wheels are looking good. All I need to do is a bit of tyre shine, but I'll do that later because I need to wash the car anyway. And then if I show you the back, much the same. So at the back as well, you can see, you don't really see much of the caliper at the back, to be honest, but that's looking a lot cleaner. And you can't really see the arches, but they are clean, same as the front. So that's the end of today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. The car is looking a lot better. You can't really, look, when you clean out arches, they look really clean, you know they're all good. but when you lower the car down, you move it along, you're never going to see them. But that's just one job that I thought, well, you know, as we're in quarantine, in lockdown at the moment, it's something that I wanted to do when I bought the car originally. We've had lovely weather today here in the UK, so I thought, you know what, I might as well just get it done to the car. The next plan, depending on the weather, because obviously where it's too hot, I can't really polish and wax the car at the moment and give it a machine polish. So I think what I'll do on the next video, I'll probably tackle the interior. Now I did that in one of my first videos, but I only sort of done it, you know, just to get the car to a decent standard. This time round I want to sort of get it so I've got all the dog hair out of there. I still haven't got the mats, but the guy who's got the mats for me, I can't meet him because obviously we're not allowed to go and see other people apart from where you live. So that's something I'm gonna have to wait to do. Doing the arches was the worst job. It's literally, I'm covered, you can't really probably see it on the camera, but I'm covered head to toe in crust. The camera got covered, I got covered, the driveway's a mess, so that's something I'll have to clean as well. Anyway, again, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing. You can do so up here, and you can watch the previous video up here. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one.